Plated pearl, you can send me all the riches in the world. You can tempt me with the palaces of kings. Better give them back in a big old sack and keep the simple things. Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with a VeVe, OMI, Definity, DEVVE update video with daCAT and SHIRO as well. Guys, if you're new, welcome. For not, welcome back. I love you all. Everyone say hello, Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super thanks button down below. Super chats as well. We do have a bit to go over tonight because yesterday we had the OMI is my homie show. So I didn't get to go over a bunch of yesterday's news. There's actually some breaking news about Star Wars. They just dropped a video. They just dropped a link. So I'll go over that real quick. But first, I'm going to hydrate. I did a really weird thing yesterday. I had a whole pizza, and I told a bae of mine that I wanted to have some crazy dreams. So she's been using the dreams to talk with ChatGPT about things, and I was like, okay, I'm on this diet right now, and I was down to 200 pounds, but then yesterday I had the pizza. It was a whole ass meat lovers stuffed crust pizza from Pizza Hut, and I was like, so I was probably 202. But then today I did like 20-ish minutes on Stairmaster, another 20-ish minutes on the treadmill, and I've had not a lot of calories today, maybe like 1100. Anyway, let's go to the first thing we have here, which is the Star Wars Star Troopers series. Now for this, we have a couple of ones that I don't even recognize, like half of them. So the Shadow Trooper, I feel like we've all seen in various places. Then there's a Shadow Trooper. It's a secret rare. It's a secret one. It's like landing the charge. It's one of those super special commons. And I feel like I've seen this, but I've never known it was called a Mimbin Trooper. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Trade for Brutal Trench Warfare. They thought it was Relentless Determination. So these are all $10. However, there's 6,000 editions. But the last time we had something like this, it sold out pretty quickly. And I love the troopers. They're awesome. You make your nice little clone army. You make your nice little thing. But can we get some droids, please? Can we get some Roger Roger up in here? That's one of the things that, especially if they actually say it, Roger Roger. I would, oh my God. I would love those. I would love to be able to like destroy them, set them up, knock them down, like make bowling games out of them in the VeVe-verse. Anyway, we have we have those, and then there's, I think this one we all know is the Crimson Stormtrooper. This is one we've seen time and time again. These specialized troopers are deployed on high-risk missions, enforcing the Empire's will of precision and discipline. And the specials for these are like 1 out of 250. However, VeVe does keep 25, so it's 1 out of 225. And these night troopers, I don't know where I've seen these before, or even if I have seen them. It says that they're cracked in weathered armor, glow with an otherworldly essence. I couldn't tell you where these are from. But these are the secret rare. There's 750 of them. VeVe keeps 50, so they are 1 of 700. How many of these are going to be minted out? Probably none of them. But how much money will these will probably make a good amount. I could picture a couple thousand of these go. I wouldn't say quickly, but I could picture people going in, trying for certain mint numbers, trying to get the whole set, and people just stacking. You know, $10 isn't a ton. You'll have a couple hundred people get like one, each. But you'll get a couple of people that are like super big. Like I was talking to a buddy of mine, and he had said like, "Hey, listen, I haven't bought anything for a while, and it's not because I don't want to, but I know that every May, and that is tomorrow, it's gonna be May." There is Clever Direct actually had a really cool video up today, and it had like the Justin Timberline tagline of "It's going to be May," and the buddy of mine that I was talking to had said like it's Star Wars month, and he was saving up for that. So there's going to be more than a couple of people that are going to go, and they're going to go hard on it. Let me do something here real quick. Okay, yeah, and title is New Comics on VeVe. So this is one that I mentioned yesterday when I was on with Dr. Stuff. This was from, I think, Comics and Crypto. It's called Planet Death. Now, Planet Death has a wicked story. So, Derek Kolstad's sci-fi comic Planet Death sells 655,000 copies. This article was written by Deadline, saying exclusive John Wick and Nobody franchise scribe Derek Kolstad. Planet Death, from Bad Idea and Lunar Distribution, has sold 655,000 copies before hitting store shelves, a milestone for an independent comic book and the best sales since 1992's Wildcats #1 from Jim Lee. Love him. Planet Death #0 arrives in stores on April 30th and is timed to Free Comic Book Day, which falls on Saturday, May 3rd. The current total represents orders from stores that have taken a position early. The number of copies could skyrocket by April 30th. Major orders have been placed by New Dimension Comics, Third Eye Comics, Bedrock City Comics, Collectors Paradise, Borderlands Comics and Games, DCBS, and Atomic Empire, we are told. This was also as of last month, so this actually probably needs to be updated. How many Planet Death comics were ordered? So Bad Idea claims 655,000 comic retailers offer Planet Death 0 discounted bundles for Free Comic Book Day. Oh, that was on March 14th, though. I am not seeing any updated ones. Oh God. Okay, Go Collect on April 10th. That they printed over 900,000 copies. They're excited to reveal that the thrilling first issue of the forthcoming sci-fi saga Planet Death has achieved an impressive final print run of 909,560 copies. Bad Idea is thrilled to announce that the positive, explosive debut issue in the upcoming sci-fi epic Planet Death has had a massive final print run, including 818,850 copies ordered by comic book retailers and an additional 90,800 reserved for comps, damages, and promotional use. The total reflects significant commitments from the top retailers taking major positions for Free Comic Book Day, including New Dimension Comics. This stuff that I went over, that is wild. So they're actually at over 900,000. And in the VeVe store, let me take a look at this here. If you go in and search, if I search Planet, you're just going to get Planet of the Apes stuff and View of Our Planets. But Planet Death, so there's 775 left. These ones, I know on VeVe Comics, they typically only have 1,000. These have 2025. 2025 comics. So and the 2025 got minted pretty early. Comics and Crypto didn't have a bounty on that because they weren't aware that that existed, and then it got minted. I don't know what that'll go for. And the secret rares are still surprisingly over $100 or $120. Now, most comics that you take a look at, they're usually the ultra rare. You kind of get your money back and more. And most comics are usually like $7. Sometimes like an Aliens vs. Avengers type deal where there's like a crossover and it's like 30-something pages. You get like a $10, $11 price point. But if you take a look at Bad Idea, and then it's like $4 or $5 for like the digital read-only copy. But the digital read-only copy for this is $2. And the limited edition comic is $4.98. So it's $5 for the limited edition comic. Like for the NFTs, and that is not bad. So I'm not 100% sure why they have the $5 price point. Part of me thinks that, well, if you double the amount of comics, you'd have to cut in half the amount. And yeah, maybe that makes sense. Not really, because why wouldn't you keep it at like at least $7? I know $10 are made for like crossover type stuff, and $10 are made for something like, that have 30-something pages. And normal comics typically have like, 22-ish. This one only has 18 pages, so it's not a lot. So I think that might be the reason why it's like, one, because you could get it legit like for free on Free Comic Book Day. And that's why it's like a $2 digital read only. But yeah, $5 for these are pretty cheap. So, and because of that, the rares, you don't really get your money back with the rares. It's $4.25 at the floor. So maybe like, you get like $3.50 for it, it'll sell pretty easily. But the ultra rares are $15 and the secret rares are $120. Now, obviously, if you want a secret rare to sell, put it for like $105, $100. if you want the ultra rare to sell. But again, now that we're able to sell these on Stacker, you know what I'm gonna do? So I bought 2 already. I got a common and a rare. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna buy another one. And I'll try to hunt for that secret rare. And what I might do, let me see the Planet Death here. And there is 600,000. What? Somebody's trying to sell it for OMI for like 600,000 OMI, and that's obviously not going to happen. Let me try this one. I'm going to buy one right now and see what we can get here. And you know, depending on what other stuff happens, I might get more. If I get one, that's fine. I'll end it here. But I think towards the end of the stream, you guys might be able to get me to buy me more. Right back, so they $50 hair super chat. Thank you so much. All right, so I have another common. I don't have any. So I got the common 879. The first one was 737. The rare was number 616, and this one was number 87. So I haven't gotten a 2-digit yet. And the 2-digit is, I think the 2 digits will do very, very well. So like I said, I'll probably get more as this goes on. Let me just go to the homepage here. Homepage. Okay, there we go. Because again, be advised, like even though we started at 2025, so let's say like 2005, there's still 775 left. So let's do some quick maths. 2005 minus 775. That's 5. So they've made over 6,000 with this, which is a good deal more than most of the comics that come out in VeVe Comics make, at least on the NFT side. You could have certain comics that sell next to nothing on the NFT side, but they probably sell a decent amount on the digital read-only side. We just don't have access to those numbers. Okay, I got an email saying, thank you for shopping at VeVe, blah, 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 blah. And again, Raythax, my man, I appreciate you so much. Raythax, so I've been reading a couple of these comics here, and I don't know how deep you get into them. My guy, Raythax, Predator vs. Spider-Man #1 is so good. Is it like Aliens vs. Avengers #1? No, but it's good. It is good. I cannot recommend that enough. Let's see some of the other ones I've gotten here. Planet Death, I haven't even read, and I have like a couple copies of it. So I have the X-Men #2s that I was trying to mint for the number 1963. I wound up getting a secret rare for that, so I had sold that. Dead Irons I bought for whatever reason. I haven't read it. Same thing with Hack and Slash vs. Chaos #1. Haven't read that either. The Zero Ghost, I read the first Zero Ghost and that was okay. Zero Ghost 2 I haven't read yet. Aliens vs. Avengers #3. All right, so Aliens vs. Avengers #1, just peak. So good. Aliens vs. Avengers #2, still good. Worth the read. Aliens vs. Avengers #3 is amazing. And it's like, oh my God, love it. Dr. Doom and Rocket Raccoon #1, a little bit more niche, but I really enjoy it. One World Under Doom, the first half was like fine, and then the second half, I was like, yo, I got super pumped for it. The Hawkeye one I haven't read yet. The Alligator Loki Holiday Special I haven't read yet. Vampirella I haven't read yet. Captain Harlock I've tried, and I just couldn't get into it. Sanity, same thing. So like there is and the Everminds, and I can't wait for the next Evermind coming out soon because their comics always shock me. The Area 54 by Ron Engel's pretty legit as well. All right, anyway, enough about this. We have stuff to go over here. Let's take a look at OMI. See what the overall market and how it's treating it. Down about 3%, 2.5% on the day. The 000206. We have 1.7 million in volume, and the volume over here is nothing to really write home about. That's pretty much what we have. $55 million market cap. We had gone down to 002045. Now it's 000206. So it's pretty close to there. When we wicked down, kind of wicked right back up. I think the same was for Bitcoin this morning. Like the markets kind of got crushed this morning, and then bounced right back. And then after that bounced back. So they had this really weird thing where Bitcoin was down like 1.5%, and MicroStrategy and MSTR and MSTU were like up. So there was a little bit of disconnect there. It's like Bitcoin goes down, you would expect MicroStrategy and MSTU to like also go down, but they didn't. They were up. And then you had Microsoft, which was pretty flat on the day, but then their earnings came out, and after hours they were up like 7%. Like, yeah, damn. So the markets are pretty good right now, which is a stark contrast for when I mean, I don't really, not that I don't care. I don't care as much. It doesn't really affect me personally what the stock market does because I really don't have anything in there. Obviously, you need overall sentiment, but I feel like people were acting like it was like down like 30%. Like, okay, no, crypto was down like 30% or more. But the stock market really, it was down like 6, maybe 7% at one point. Wasn't down a ton. And then the left, including me, that even though I think I'm center, probably a little bit on the right, was kind of blaming Trump. It was like, hey, yeah, this wouldn't be happening if there weren't this tariff war, this trade war. And obviously, if it worked, yeah, it'd be definitely worth that short-term pain. And I don't know. It seems to be working. So we have a bunch of news to go over, and I'll get to that. But as far as this goes, like, are people, now that the economy is turning around and crypto's like booming, are people going to give President Trump like his due credit for it? I mean, if they're blaming him for the economy turning bad, are they going to give him credit when it turns good? Or is it just like, well, we wouldn't have had to go bad, if it wasn't for Trump in the first place? So I understand that. I just want comment your thoughts down below. Let's take a look at DEVVE. Had a pretty bad day, down about 6%. Actually, we were down to 68 cents. We're up to 70 cents right now. But we were at 76 24 hours ago. 500,000 in volume on the day, 61.9 million market cap. I don't think there's been anything that's been newsworthy that's happened the last couple of days. If there is, I have to go in and I'll let you know, but I just don't really see it. Was this short-term risk for Trump? Yeah, okay. Wallet linked to the Trump token team deposited 1.3 million Trump tokens, or $19 million into Binance, OKX, and Bybit. So I don't know how that did. Let's take a look at the Trump token real quick before I get to others. Down 0.1% on the day. So again, nothing to write home about. Let's do Definity here real quick, and then we'll get to Definity's up 2% on the day to 269. Damn cheap. About 2.7 cents. That 2.69 right now. 4,200 in volume, $4.1 million market cap. So pretty flat. It's fine here. I had a buddy of mine, and I was like, yeah, you could buy more down here. This is okay. I have to have a meeting with Manu soon. Let's do SHIRO here real quick. Oh damn, SHIRO's down like 11% on the day. Might need to get some. 2.7 million in volume, $15.5 million market cap. They were up to like 17, almost $18 million market cap, and then they just had it. So here's the thing: if you take a look, and this is just over on their liquidity pool here on Uniswap. Actually, it says they're down like 12% here on Uniswap. They have about $400,000 in liquidity, and again, they have a $15.5 million market cap, but they have $400,000 in liquidity, $290,000 volume, and then if you look at daCAT on Uniswap as well, where'd daCAT go? Heck is going on? All right, let me X out of there. I don't know why it wasn't showing. I had to go. Oh, maybe because there was like no volume. Okay, that might have been why. So there's $197,000 worth of liquidity in daCAT, and that is obviously that's locked. That the contracts are renowned, so you can't like take that out. And the market cap is $700,000. So market cap $700,000, and you have like 200K in liquidity in there. It's not going to be as volatile as something like SHIRO that has a $15.5 million market cap and then has so it's like 20x what daCAT is right now, like 22x of what daCAT is right now, but it only has double the amount of liquidity, like 2.05 times more. So they're going to be a bit more volatile, and that volatility is going to go in and just have people, you know, I can't even tell where that volatility was coming from. Obviously, it's coming from sell volume, but it doesn't take that much to make SHIRO go up or down that much. With daCAT, it takes a little more because we have so much liquidity in there, at least for our market cap. And we might add more before the end of the year. I'll keep you guys posted on that. It's just something we had a couple meetings about today. Actually, it was one big meeting, but I had to keep going back and forth because I had other meetings I had to go to. But that's what we're kind of working on. But yeah, one of those things that is not really fun right now is there's like no volume the last 24 hours. That'll obviously change as a bull market kind of takes off and all that jazz. But yeah, for right now, it's not something that's fun to see. You have someone that takes a look at it, all right, what are these guys doing? And you see no volume. You're just like, okay, that's not a good thing that you have going there. Anyway, let's go on to some of the news here. U.S. regulators signal green light for banks to enter crypto custody market. Yeah, federal agencies are softening their stance on digital assets, clearing a path for banks to offer crypto custody and related services. The SEC, FDIC, and Federal Reserve are now providing risk-based guidance instead of blanket warnings, aiming to pull crypto into the mainstream financial system. The move could boost competition, but also piles new compliance costs onto banks. Regulated custody is expected to lower fraud and theft risks, strengthening investor confidence while reshaping the future of U.S. financial innovation. Then we have extreme vendors saying VeVe OMI just unlocked access to a $3 trillion market cap industry, aka crypto. Only takes one whale who got rich off a meme coin to go in and take all your collectibles in OMI and change the entire narrative around digital collecting forever. That is a good point. Again, like it used to be back in the day. Yeah, I'll get some VeVe NFTs. What do they trade in? You know, are they trading in Sol? Most everything was in ETH back in the day. You know, give me address. I could look at them on OpenSea. Like, oh, they're not on OpenSea. Like, okay, where are they? They're on VeVe. Okay, where do I send my ETH? It's like, well, you can't. You have to sell your ETH for dollars, put it in your bank account, and then buy these gems. And the ETH whales are just not about it. They're like, I'm not freaking doing that. But now that's all changed. Now, granted, it did change last year when we had access to a couple of Batman stuff. You know, DC. I think we had Tokidoki on there. Like, we had a couple of cool licenses. But there was no Marvel or Disney, and then that's kind of the big guns. So it is a bit different now than it was a few years ago because now ETH whales can get in. You have your ETH address, you have your base ETH address, you have your USDC on ETH and base, and you have OMI on ETH and base. And yeah, ETH whales can go in, convert to OMI pretty easily. Obviously, they can't handle millions in volume. But I don't. How many people are going to put $1 million of ETH on there? And I mean, you might have that, but right now we're going to have to take a look at just getting a couple of people on versus trying to get these big mega ETH whales. And again, if they do, I don't know how quickly they'll be able to transfer their ETH and trade that for OMI. But right now you see, and I wish WC3NT is obviously very, very busy right now. But I just wanted to ask, I asked them like, hey, can you tell me how many new stacker signups we had today on Monday? Hadn't got back to me. And today I was like, hey, can you point me in the direction of just like where you can take a look at like the OMI burns and all that jazz? And I just want, I'd like him to come on like once a week just to be like, hey, here's what we're doing here. Give us like a crash course in it, and then let me not bother you again with it, as opposed to me asking him every day about these things. But yeah, so we're excited for ETH whales to get in. Speaking of which, BlackRock had bought 2 nights ago $67,500,000 worth of Ethereum. So you have a lot of institutions that were loading on it. VeVe Digital Collectible says, which mode do you prefer on VeVe? Do you like dark mode or light mode? overwhelming majority of people had said dark mode. I like that as well. Let's see what we have here. And you have VeVe Ermeister saying this historical single transaction on Stacker has moved 145,000 OMI from the circulating supply into the burn wallet. Let the big burns commence, powered by the fully diluted deflationary OMI token. Actually, I could just ask him, be like, hey, can you give me the, where's VeVe Meister? Oh my gosh, I can't. Every time I try to, like, if I search for something that's always on the top, whenever I try to hit it, there's always like a notification that comes down because I get a message from somewhere, and then it won't let me. I hit the notification instead. New and address, please. Gracias. Yeah, I never really paid attention to it. Stacker had said, yesterday, our listing service experienced downtime that affected users trying to list items on Stacker. We've identified, fixed, and upgraded the system architecture to prevent similar issues in the future. Here's what happened and what we did. The incident occurred, listing service became overwhelmed with concurrent requests. Our engineering team quickly identified this as a single point of failure in our infrastructure that needed immediate attention. The technical breakdown is previously we just had one service handling all NATs message processing for listing requests. When high traffic hit, this created a bottleneck that couldn't process all requests simultaneously, causing failures. We've upgraded the architecture, distributing listing requests across multiple parallel services and adding a dedicated failover service. Even if one service becomes overboarded, your request will still go through. We saw that the first day. Now, what's next? Today, we're implementing the same improvements for delist and settle operations, further strengthening the VeVe ecosystem on Stacker. We can also scale up additional instances on demand based on system load. And then while we appreciate the patience during yesterday's disruption, our team is committed to building robust infrastructure that supports the growing demand for our digital collectibles on our platform. Questions, drop them below. And yeah, so that was nice. 21 Shares has filed a Doge ETF with NASDAQ, pretty bullish for altcoins. DEVVE Exchange says DEVVE Exchange isn't just another exchange. It's built on new philosophy. Growth should be shared, not siloed. With regulated infrastructure, a community-first mindset, DEVVE Exchange aligns incentives so everyone shares in the upside. Welcome to a new era. If you want to go in and qualify for free DEVVE or PS5, for a free NFT worth thousands, link down below. It's the first link, DEVVE Exchange. Go get that bread. Sign up using my code. Sign up using my code. Okay. Moving on. Ash Crypto says Alt Season 2.0 will happen in 2025. It says QE and rate cuts by Q3, Q4. I'm going to say, okay, yeah, probably. Multiple altcoin ETFs approval, Bitcoin dominance peak similar to 2021, and regulatory clarity around altcoins, risk on environment due to risk rising global liquidity, and bookmark this post and we will visit in Q4 2025. I do think they might start moving there and it'll probably flow into Q1 2026. At Crypto Real says South Korea plans to approve spot crypto ETF trading later this year. Can't wait for that. Introducing the old roadmap. You have a couple of people that are really focused on the old roadmap, saying they should be reintroducing the old roadmap with lowered fees and whatever else. I didn't stake my OMI for points. There was supposed to be real utility tied to holding. MCP and OUP are a huge joke until that's back on the table. And Mr. MC1 says, you're not reading the articles. Much lower fees on Stacker. You can buy and sell using OMI with more functionality coming. MCP and OUP have already driven a lot of utility, behavior change, etc. Those were also part of the roadmap. China waives tariffs on U.S. ethane imports, trading resolution. They had a bunch of stuff that they were going in and taking a look at. And they had like a secret list of stuff that the U.S. was just exempt on, which is great. Orange Green saying daCAT in the house. Love it. What's up, Bill Garner? You first. Baby Zombie says, yo, first. Laughing. New Trooper. Yeah, they look really good. The new Troopers look really good. And when did they actually come out? Are these the ones we're getting May 4th? I don't think so. Let's see. How many these are coming out on... Oh, these are May 4th. Okay, cool. So we have helmets coming out. We have these. We have Mandalorian and Grogu. So it's going to be a great month for Star Wars. They're going to make a lot of money. And let me see what else we got here. I'm curious to see what other stuff they might do, because they gave us certain things, but I think other things are on the horizon. Let me know. Let me know what y'all think. What else we got here? Bill Gardner saying the red ones are sweet. They are. I love the red ones. VeVe says Randy Chavez, looking good, Randy, looking good. Why? Thank you. I'm trying again. Outside of the whole ass meat lovers stuffed crust pizza that I had yesterday, I'm scared to even look. How many calories are in that? 3,000. All right. Calories in a stuffed crust meat lovers. Wait, calorie count on a Pizza Hut meat lover stuffed crust pizza is only 1,380 calories. That's got to be a lie. That's got to be a lie. All right, each slice of a large meat lovers stuffed crust pizza contains 460 calories. Okay, that makes more sense. That's 3,680. Okay, all right, yeah. Oh wow, I had 3,680. Oh wow, that is a lot. Well, today I've had about, what have I had today? I don't know why. Yeah. I probably. Oh, I only had 900 before this. Okay. Even if I drank this whole thing, which I'm not going to, um, that'd be 500 calories in this. But I'm not going to drink the whole thing, because that's like 100 grams of protein. I already had 110 before I drank that. I might do like 75% of this. So that would only be another 300. So I would have. I'll have less than 1,300 calories today, which is fine, because all I did was cardio. Anyway, let's move on. What's up, Zombie? Saying BG. BG says, "What up? Who needs stormtroopers when you have an army of M'Baku?" I've wanted to get more. Maybe I should. Actually, what I'll do is, no, I wanted to get more of the Planet Death number zeros, but I won't. I won't. I will save that for other people. And I realize I just X'd out of my this, which was horrible. Okay. Trump Tower in Dubai is going to accept crypto payments. Let's go. And China waives tariffs on U.S. ethane imports. Leo O'Millities posted the other day saying MFers said that SHIRO was going to be the VeVe killer because it followed all Web3 rules, and they still let it die. And apparently, it's sitting at the dollar store now. So shout out to O'Milly for keeping tabs on him. China removes the 125% tariff on U.S. ethane imports. Something I found weird was that originally, and I talked to Dr. Prophet that day about it, because he's in Portugal. They said, like, yeah, we'll have it back. We'll have the power back by tonight. And the next day, the government was saying, yeah, we might get it back in like a week. And we have this weird atmospheric phenomena that's the cause of it. But the atmospheric phenomena only affected like 2.5 countries, and that's it. Just thought it was kind of fishy. Blackout could, yeah, it said it could last up to a week. There were anomalous oscillations with very high voltage lines and induced atmospheric vibrations. I just have to, I don't know, it just sounds crazy. Treasury Secretary Bissett says the interest rates are down, mortgage rates are down, gasoline and energy prices are down, and we are expecting further decreases. Love it. There was a buddy of mine yesterday that gave me a call, and he's just like, hey, I have this guy, he's got to pay this dude in like Germany in crypto. I was like, how do you do it? I was like, does he have a Coinbase account? He was like, no. It's like, okay. Can you send me a check? You know, and then or whatever, like a wire. I'll do it for him. And just be advised, guys. If you're looking to buy 10K worth of Ethereum, it's like just 10K is worth $184, you know, and change, you know, for the fee, which is fine. But the dude needed to send like $136,000. And I was like, listen, that's that, you know, just add a zero to that plus some. So you're looking at like $2,100, $2,200. like just in fees of buying Ethereum, not including gas fees, not including my fee, because no way in heck that I was going to do that for free. It's just the gas fees are they're fine right now, but what happens when everything's all clogged because everyone's buying, everyone's doing crazy stuff? Gas fees might become a little bit of an issue again. Will it ever be an issue again like it was last time, buying a $500 thing and paying $700 in gas fees? No, but it might not be this great all the time. Clever Jerk had a video out the other day with Galactus, and he has 3 of the 4 Fantastic Four in there. He's got Mr. Fantastic, he's got Johnny Blaze, and he's got Ben Grimm. And then I was like, where's Sue? Apparently Sue Storm is not available in VeVeVerse yet. So there are a couple of things that's still not available. I was talking with a friend the other day, and he's like, yeah, I heard on a space that David said that we might have you know, like furniture sales, like stuff to go in, you know, to burn OMI with. I was, yes, we will have those eventually. He's like, well, why not get it right now? I was like, well, I would love that right now, but if they still have something as big as Sue Storm and other Marvel and Disney stuff that's still not yet in the VeVeVerse, they're probably not going to focus on like furniture and stuff. They're probably going to focus on getting everything in the VeVeVerse first, and then going in and focusing on that. So give them like another couple of months, and then we should be able to get. So I would say by summer, although we're about to be in May, so summer's like 8 weeks away. But I'd say at some point during summer, that's what we get. We probably get something like that. I'd give them a few months on it. Let's see what we got here. Dr. Bravo says mint 1977 on sale. Is the price right? So this is Star Wars Jawa, mint 1977 for sale. I don't even know what they were going to do it for. 1977 for a lot of main Star Wars characters is pretty sweet. I don't know what they were trying to sell it for. If it's like $5,000, I'm not going to get it. Because Jawas are cool, but are they that cool? Like, is it going to be worth that? Maybe to someone it is. Who knows? Comment down below what you would pay for that. Jaguru says, just in Treasury Secretary Besant said tariff revenue will provide the American people with much needed income tax relief. I would love that. Not going to go over that. Walmart expands support for American-made products. Can't wait. Wes, thank you for being a member, saying, so the only way OMI goes up is from a random narrative that can't be controlled. Pretty much. Well, I shouldn't say that. In a large, meaningful way, yes. Because again, VeVe's been killing it. Like, they have been crushing it, building all these things out. And yeah, you've had whales come in. A buddy of mine has purchased almost 600 million OMI over the past month. Another buddy of mine has purchased like another 80 million. Another buddy of mine has purchased like there's whales that are stacking. Like they're seeing a lot of the progress, and sentiment has turned around like quite a bit. The fudders will always be fudders. It's like, yeah, picture like a recession. Like, okay, like rich people stay rich and poor people stay poor. It's really what's affected is the middle class. And it's kind of what you have like when sentiment turns around the other way. Whales will still stack, probably a little bit more. Fudders will still be fudders. But you really have, or the bulls will still stack, fudders will still fud. But then you have like these silent whales that were kind of waiting. There's like, hey, I want to see them deliver X amount of things first. And they've again crushed it this year. So that's what you're seeing. And that'll continue. But clearly, like, again, you've had probably a billion or so OMI, probably a couple billion OMI change hands from just a few different people. Like, I would say less than 10 people. You've had a billion plus OMI. No, that's a lie. You've probably had 6 people buy a billion plus OMI over the last month, and the price is like the same or down. So you don't really see a ton of it yet. It's going to take some more. How much more people are still selling? Clearly there are some. Clearly there are a lot. But it's kind of hard to tell on volume too, because you have 1.7 million in volume. I guarantee you, like half of that's coming from a market maker. Like I guarantee you, like none of that's actual. Half of that's like actual volume, because it doesn't make sense. So you'll see it like rise slowly with this, but yeah, that narrative has to come back. Like it's got like you've had Bitcoin kind of go up a fairly large amount from like 74 up to like 94, give or take. And ETH went down to like 1400, and now it's up to like 1800. So stuff's coming back, but it's only like kind of the major things right now. Alt season really isn't here. In alt season, I mean, it's about to be. Alt season in general will do OMI good, but it will not. That's not the meat and potatoes. That's just like a side. That's like the mac and cheese. That's the collard greens. That's not the meat and potatoes of it. The meat and potatoes is going to be that that big narrative hitting. And when that comes back, I don't know. What do we get to without the narrative? Somewhere in the double zeros. I would say low double zeros without the narrative. And then with the narrative, obviously, you go crazy. Was a good stream last night, Bill. Meow, meow, meow. And Raythax, my man, thank you for always being awesome here. Thank you for always being a chill dude. And let me, I wonder how many of these stuff, I wonder what has been happening with the floors. Because somebody was saying, and I wish it would tell us, because if I search Luke, the rare comes out, the ultra, okay, here we go. I'm a Jedi like my father before me. I guess was he down to like 200, was he down to like $300? Because it's 600 now. And yeah, you have number 46 is out there for 1300. That's Tina Garcia. Number 41's out there for like 10,000. Anyhow, let's keep it going. United Kingdom to collaborate with the all right. So the United Kingdom is to collaborate with the US to boost adoption of cryptocurrency. Very nice. How much? How much of this can I? Okay. Hop Skip Bite says, why I think OMI to NFT is redundant and how things would be better and closer to the original version if it was USDC instead. I'm sure this crossed the team's mind, Foster Hill, genuinely interested in why this was not considered. He says that there's a need for OMI utility, but this feels forced. Fees collected in OMI will need to be sold to pay licensors and stacker costs, creating sell pressure. If users also choose to cash out of OMI, it adds even more sell pressure. Users are exposed to price fluctuations, limited to stackers listings only, and have to go through extra steps to just to acquire the OMI, unlike USDC, which is widely accessible. It would be simpler if everything were handled in USDC, and it could even go to open access to VeVe listings through Stacker. Stacker could still use the fees to buy OMI and burn it, supporting the token without forcing users into it. Foster said it definitely was a consideration, but there were a few factors that ultimately resulted in it not being integrated at this time. Primarily, the primary utility for OMI is always intended to be the token which powers the VeVe ecosystem. If you accept another token as a primary means of purchase, then you are removing a large portion of the intended utility. As a byproduct of the point above, accepting another token for purchases and converting/burning it for OMI after the fact could potentially be seen as a buyback, as it's not a user-initiated event. And until that clarification exists, it does present certain risks. As for the impact on the ecosystem itself, Stacker has voluntarily committed to not selling down any tokens earned through platform fees and is self-funding all licensor fees to ensure there is no impact on the token until the ecosystem becomes more widely adopted. In theory, any sell pressure on the token from licensor/marketplace fees will be mitigated due to a combination of token buying from new users entering the ecosystem and the buyer's fee, which permanently removes a percentage of every transaction, including the circulating supply. As volume and liquidity increase for the token, a small percentage of that overall volume is being sold down to cover these costs, which will be negligible and will provide opportunities for arbitrage and will only be done in ways to reduce the impact as much as possible. TLDR, it's a good idea, and we may see other tokens accepted for payment on Stacker eventually, just not now. VeVe Zombie says, rate the axe. Yo, my man, meow, meow, meow. Bill Gardner says Planet Death comic is kind of a build-up for a comic to come. I read it in 30 seconds. Okay, I see why they have the $5 thing on there. Okay, interesting. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not sure I really like that, but we shall see. Oh my God, this is good evening. Well, says OMI Water says 0 new users since OMI NFT was implemented on the 28th. That's straight up lies. I know multiple people that have made a stacker address since then. So either their information is delayed by a couple days, which makes that very inefficient, or they're just straight up lying, which I know who backs that account. So, and they lie all the time. John Diggity saying today, just 3 new users signed up for VeVe or for OMI or for Stacker. I mean, again, none of this news is really going to resonate with people outside of VeVe because they're not going to care. So it doesn't really make sense that we would have a ton of new users because of this, at least not right now anyway. At some point, it'll just be like another major factor that people are like, oh, this is great. But again, right now it's not. New users are always going to be the new goal, but you can't really do any marketing in this bear market for alts. I mean, you can, it's just not going to be worth it. When the time is right and the market gets a little bit better, after you have the end of this trade war, the end of this Ukraine-Russia war, you have the rate cuts. Second half of the year should be quite a bit better. I wouldn't really expect a flood of new users for a couple months though. So we're not going to get many new users until the narrative hits. Agreed. Anyone else vault about? Yeah. There's a few things that have been going up. Most likely because of just Stacker. I'm not going to go over that. Yeah, a lot of it's going to be from Stacker. Give me 1 second. More educated, faster investing. Promo cards, it would be awesome. I don't even know who this dude is. Omar, that guy, I had commented on his page or on his YouTube channel that, hey, I'd like to collab. If you could send me his like X account or his wherever I could message him, cool. That'd be fun. Yeah, Luke's secret flow. I guess that must have been super low. Do you get not selling? I do. I mean, hindsight 2020, it would have been much better for me if I would have sold at the top and I'd have billions of OMI. I'd bought right now. But I can't say I regret it because, I mean, that a lesson that you'll never forget. Like, hey, even if there's a whiff of just two countries that aren't really gonna affect the U.S. a whole lot, and they have like this skirmish, don't expect it to be over in a couple of weeks. When Russia invaded Ukraine, I figured it'd be over in a couple of weeks. We're still here 3 years later. So, but also I can comfortably walk people off the plank and walk them down from the edge where they're just like, I spent $20,000 and it's worth a couple hundred now. It's like, okay, well, I spent $600,000 and it's worth nothing now. So, it's just a lot easier for people to take you seriously and be like, it's like, and get them to calm down. Kind of like an anti-anxiety med where I can go to people that are super anxious and super worried and be like, guys, like I put in a buck ton more than everyone else here, the 80-ish people that are here. And I'm not worried. So if I can become like that sense of comfort to people, that's fine. And if I were to sell at the top and then buy back down here, they'll be like, well, you made money. And I'm like, okay, well, they just might not have been as accepting of certain advice or certain help. Oh, someone just listed Luke for 590. It was at 750. Interesting. I guess there was a doomsday. Okay, hang on 1 second. Team Rockets Rocket. Meow, 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 meow. Howdy, friend. Seen a couple of your videos. Would love to collab. Would this be possible? Let me get this guy named Joey. I guess Joey was recruited by Team Rocket. Okay. Disney Snow White bombs, 215 million loss locked in. I could have told you that. Disney's live action Snow White has officially crashed and burned at the box office, pulling just 194.7 million globally against a staggering 410 million in production and marketing costs. After miserable weekend drops, 66%, 58.5, 51.3, and 57.6, the film limped into Easter weekend with a humiliating $743 per theater average. By Thursday, theaters were selling just 3 to 4 tickets per day. Disney is now staring down an estimated 215 million shortfall, one of the biggest box office flops in history, fueled by disastrous creative choices and an unpopular lead. This is what happens when you go woke. This is what happens when you have a person that just winds up absolutely shitting on the original IP. Yeah, that is god awful, absolutely god awful. I refuse to see it. I will not see it. United Kingdom seeks to become a world leader in digital assets, UK finance minister says. Stop it. Amazon says it never planned to post how much of a product's price comes from tariffs. Rip. This guy, Retail Pleb, or Retail Reply Guy, had some pretty good info here saying, like, why are markets rallying the last 2 weeks? And liquidity flowing despite tariff uncertainty and continued QT. Well, QT slowed. Fed balance sheet only negative 3 billion this week, was 32 billion every week before April. And the TGA drained, so you have 62 billion last week equals net liquidity injection, and RRP down over 1.7 trillion from its 2022 peak. A big drawdown last week. You have 2 trillion plus annual US fiscal deficit equals stealth stimulus and global easing. You have BOJ and PBOC expanding liquidity and Fed cuts priced in for second half of 2025. QT in name only, liquidity wins. Sorry, ran across a meme. The next VeVeverse Open Creators giveaway contest is back. Giveaway contest: share an image or video of your VeVeverse space for a chance to win one of 4 digital collectible prizes this week. How to win is the 2 posts with the most likes and comments will win. 2 bonus winners will be selected at random for all entries. This is on a VeVe Digital Collectibles post, and it does say that entries are open until May 1st, 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. Winners are going to be announced around May 3rd. Let's see what you've built. Show us your latest VeVeverse creation. And they did post a video yesterday about VeVeverse Mobile. They are going to have a couple of people go into the beta first. So I don't know when the mobile fully rolls out. They were not very clear on that. I understand that we were told we would get it in March, and I completely understand that, hey, a new update came out and they had to have all hands on deck to make the app not trash because it was horrible. And they did that super quickly. Hats off to them for fixing that very, very quickly. And there's like, hey, because we had to do this, we had to delay VeVeverse Mobile until, April. Obviously, we expect end of April. Sounds good. And they had a video posted about it yesterday, and like, hey, we're gonna get. Now they didn't say beta for the VeVeverse Mobile. They just said VeVeverse Mobile. And then they posted in the video yesterday, yeah, we're gonna get a couple beta testers in here soon. So I really wish they would have been more upfront, or at least given themselves like a little bit of leeway. Be like, yep, we're gonna have it out in Q2. Estimated by April, might be later. And then I would have liked for them to say, like, be advised, we will still get a version of the VeVeverse Mobile out by the end of Q2. And a version of that, having a couple people in beta, would have satisfied that. Again, I'm being very, very nitpicky here. The fact that they're doing this at all is absolutely bananas. So again, I'm being very, very nitpicky. But I don't know. I feel like if you want to be the best, you have to be the best and do stuff like this. Anywho, let's go back on a couple of things here. Sorry, someone just listed a Luke. Oh, okay, all right, that's why. Anyway, Almeida says, biggest praise for CMC changing OMI supply numbers, but doesn't dispute fake volume traded. Doesn't make some look better to investors. What is ethics tech? I think the community more got praised for CMC and CoinGecko. Oh no, that was David and company. What the community got done with CoinGecko and CMC was that they got them to list it as a metaverse token which is wild. And I don't think David's ever talked about the volume. If David has talked about the volume, it has not been in years. So that was just Eddie, that was just a bad comment. Pasternak saying, don't necessarily need new users, just need the whales from whom are sitting on the sidelines watching prices to buy everything back to the top. You are going to need new users. The same old whales cannot have everything that they had bought back to the top in conjunction with the new stuff. You're going to need a lot more users, not just whales. Wes, thanks for being a member. Says we definitely need new users. Some people can't buy endless drops. Yeah, or the same people can't buy. Yeah, he's right. Definitely going to need new users at some point. Do Flamingo says I honestly think Pokemon can save VeVe, but we'll see. I don't necessarily think VeVe needs saving. They're doing pretty okay on their own. As a company, they're doing okay. Are people's vault values doing okay? And is their OMI holdings doing okay? No, that's done nothing but gone down for 3 years. But again, that's not the fault of VeVe. You have a lot of macro stuff out there, and then you have a lot of people that panic sell, and it just creates a snowball effect. So again, as a company, VeVe is doing just fine. Would Pokemon give VeVe a massive bump? Yeah, it'd give VeVe and OMI a massive bump. So I would really like to see them come on at some point. When, I don't know. We'll see. Anywho, let's continue on here. Oh, we've been going for about 56 minutes already. The SEC delays its decision on Bitwise Spot Doge ETF and Franklin Spot XRP ETF. Interesting. This is new. Something like 30%. You mean like 35% like this now? What else we got here? We got. All right. So VeVe Magic sends me like these like Instagram reels all the time. And I had sent her like maybe 5 TikToks over the past several months. And she finally takes a look at them. And she just says, you're very strange. Like, girl, the amount of stuff she has sent me is wild. And I don't want to, because she doesn't send, like she says a lot, but not a lot. The amount of weird stuff she sends me is very strange. So I just want that thrown out there. Hash Crypto Reels is breaking 1 billion USDT just got minted, and that was yesterday. That was yesterday at 2:21 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Foster Hill had a video, and he had said, it's important to celebrate wins and learn from mistakes, but the most important thing is to never stop trying, as you only truly fail once you give up. It's been a long road, but the foundation has been laid, and we will continue to build and deliver. The job's not finished. I feel like Foster probably wants to talk about a lot of things, but I feel like he's kind of got his hands tied on several of them. Obviously, his job goes well beyond the scope of just talking to people as community manager. He does a lot of stuff behind the scenes that nobody's going to know about it until he leaves. But like I said, he does a lot. And I wish that I feel like he just doesn't get enough credit for what he does. He does a lot of stuff. Anyway, we have 1 billion USDT just got minted again as of 2:37 p.m. Eastern Standard Time yesterday. A total of 2 billion USDT was minted in 15 minutes. And I don't know what they're buying. Thunderbolts debuted with a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes, the second highest score for an MCU movie ever. I will see that this weekend. I don't know what time, but I am going to see it at some point. BlackRock bought 27,537 ETH, worth 49.95 million on Coinbase. And surprisingly, the price didn't really move up that much. ETH is just under 1,800, Bitcoin at 94.3, and we've been kind of resting here. We kind of need we need the rest because we were a month ago we were at like 74.9 back in early April. So it's just on a wicked. It's fine if they want to trade down here. Between 88 and 92 is probably the bottom. If they want to trade at 93, 94, 95, that's fine too. Before the next leg up, higher price maybe 109 ish. Akomi that said, with quick and secure payments on the base network and platform, sponsor gas fees, buying and selling, VeVe official digital collectibles using OMI has never been easier thanks to Stacker World. Want to learn more? Chris Coffee ETH has you covered. He did a big breakdown of it. And Chris Coffee says, base was a great decision. and I didn't know about the platform-sponsored gas fees, but that makes sense. Thanks for the share. It means a lot. And Akomi says, OMI was the 16th token bridge to base in early 2024, and love what Jesse Polak and his team have built. Platform-sponsored gas fees ensures that OMI is the only token you need to take full advantage of the ecosystem. You want to play a part in bringing the world on-chain. Love that. And somebody asked Chris Coffee Ease, this is the first OMI video he's made in years, and somebody asked him, like, are you back? And Chris Coffee Ease is like, well, they got me to make this video, so... And when he says that they got him to make this video, he doesn't mean that they paid him or anything, just that they did something that was so awesome. And you know what else would be awesome? If y'all can just smash that like button. Free way to help support the channel. It'd be great. This means that they made something so awesome that they just got, what is it? That he just got inspired to make a video, which I thought was really cool. Oh, let me here, and let me put you over here. Got to charge my tablet. Pastor, yeah, you're right. New users much needed. Agreed. Jason Pena, thanks for being a member, saying that Blue Metallic Foster, it's only right. Yeah, Blue Metallic Foster, Blue Metallic Dr. Profit, and Blue Metallic Puddin' Chiefs. They don't need to be Epico. They could just be creations of Akomi themselves. And they could have it for a big burn. They could have it on Stacker, make it all a big burn, and I would get it. I would 100% get it. I'm just saying some whales can 100%, especially if they focus on any given one thing. Then it goes crazy. Crazy. Have I told you lately? Sorry. Where were I? Where were we? VeVe. Yeah, mobile app update. Pakistan says India plans to attack in the next 24 to 36 hours. That was about 28 hours ago. So we got 8 hours left. I think Pakistan's just kind of crying wolf here, but we'll see. Watcher Guru says President Trump's Truth Social explores launching its own crypto and token wallet. That would be great. Also, why did it get so cold down here? I know why. Getting hot outside, that's why. So yeah, Trump's Truth Social exploring launching its own crypto and token wallet. 100 guys versus one gorilla, silverback. I'm going to make a TikTok about this later because I have ideas. President Trump says that he is more knowledgeable than Fed Chair Jerome Powell. Agreed. Something that I will talk about every day is Jeremy Padower saying that he bought $20,000 worth of Apple in 2000 and he sold it for an $8,000 loss. In April of 2022, that would have been $14 million. He says never again. I'm pretty sure that's why he holds OMI. Invite only. So there's an invite only by Rashid Al Farouk saying an evening where culture meets capital at an exclusive evening being curated for a select group of private investors and strategic partners hosted by RECRD, the Middle East entertainment industry. Him, I think Andrew Tate and his brother and a couple of other people are going to host that. Ben in Korea has like 3 more days until he gets a nice little check, and I think he's going to get some OMI with that. Very nice. Read the deadline stuff. Sean O'Hara says that there's the massive comic. Do not sleep on it. Wild Story is chaotic brilliance of bad idea comics. Yeah, I want to keep taking a look at that. I want to go in and see how much is left. It was 775 before. It probably hasn't changed that much, if any at all. 687 now, so that's really good. So you had another 88 of these sell in the last hour that I've been live. So if I stay on for 8 more hours, it'll sell out. It'll sell out. It'll sell out. You know what, Rayfax, you gave me a super chat, so I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna buy another one. Shall we? Let's shall. Do you ever feel like a misfit? Everything inside you is dark and twisted. Oh, but it's okay to be different. Okay, added to cart. Oh, living in her uptown. Oh my God. All right. Sorry. Why is this doing? Okay, here we go. I'm going to buy another one and we're going to see what we get. Mom, Randy Chavez credit card. We are processing your order. Processing. Testing. All right, go to library. Ooh, ultra rare number 239. Let's go. All right, so with the ultra rare, that's got to be, I think, like $12. Oh, $16 hairs. And if it's $16 hairs, I'm gonna. So granted, I might not actually have it yet, because. No, Stacker, why are you making me sign in? I hate you. I hate you very, very much. Let me go to NFT types, comic covers, ultra rare. Oh, it does. It does give me. Okay, Planet Death 0. Owned. Oh, there's no listings found on Stacker. The floor price is $16, so I'm going to. I have to wait to sell it because it hasn't like shown. Even though I got it, it hasn't completed the transfer yet. So once I do, well, Expert 44's got 8 of these mother flappers. You know what? And these are like $5 each. Freaking worth it, right? Like, I'm just gonna sell it for OMI. I'm gonna sell it for like, because it's $16 on VeVe, so why not sell it out for like 12? I'm gonna get another one. Wraithax, look at what you're doing to me. Look at what you're doing to me. Ah! Say it. Okay, added to cart. I'm gonna get another one. What are we gonna get? Go to checkout. So far, it's been a net positive day for this, so I'm going to keep going until I'm negative. And then got a little bit of what we're doing here. I should probably, okay, go to library. I'm gonna get another one. I got an uncommon 1831. That is, I bet you that's going for like $1. Going for $1.95. And that one I'll probably sell just for a measly amount of OMI. All right. Anyway, let's keep going here. Sam Kennison is back to school. Say it. Oh my God, that was so good. Jason Pena. In fact, Jason Pena, give me 1 second here. Give me 1 second. Oh my gosh, where's my thing? 23rd of April. Oh, you win today's giveaway, Jason Pena. You win today's giveaway. I'm gonna. I feel like I've asked you this before on what your VeVe thing is. Hold on. Pena 2000. I feel like I know your username. I feel like I know it. Definita. It's Twitter. If I don't have it, you could just like message me your VeVe username. That'd be great. Because I cannot find it here. I know we've messaged quite a bit, and I cannot remember your username. So I'm just gonna have you comment it down below. Oh, all right, very good. Let me give that a. Okay. And let me go to my guy over here and be like, that is, I'm so glad. This is this week's winner chicken dinner. So you, in the next couple of days, maybe you'll get it. Wait a couple of days and you'll get that bread. So shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. Mr. MC1 was like, hey Randy, what's up, Mr. MC1? Says, hi fam, meow. They're like 400 pounds, my guy. They can literally rip your limbs off. And it says boom. Yeah, so I mean, like, are they like brown bears that are like 1,000 pounds? No, they are not. But you have some Harambe looking mother flappers that are I mean, granted, are there some humans that like who's that like is he an offensive lineman or some dude down in like Florida and just he's like 400 something pounds and he's just a monster. Can still run like a 40-yard dash in under 6 seconds. At 400 pounds is just like should not be possible. But granted, Silverback's still going to be a hell of a lot stronger. But yeah, if you get like some Eddie Hall and like these big mother flappers, like, and multiple of those trying to hold down like one of the probably could. If you just get normal everyday folks, like normal men, that like maybe some of them work out and some of them are kind of strong and maybe like one's a fighter, they don't stand a chance. But if you get like, if you can allow me to build a team, yeah, I think we can do it. Most of us will die, but I think we can do it. Do you talk about the Ukraine deal? Not yet. Not yet. You know what? We could. I'm not there yet. We have. We're still on yesterday's news. We have a lot to go over here. There's no way we live in a simulation. Have you ever seen your neighbor bringing in groceries? Sorry, the same meal for the 999th time. My autistic ass. Like, oh yeah, why do you think I eat the same things all the time? Prize ready. China has a secret list of U.S. made goods exempt from the 125% tariffs. They're caving, and yeah, that Ukraine deal. Let me see if I can find it. I know we're still on yesterday's news here, but let me. BlackRock has filed to tokenize shares of its $150 billion money market. All right, let's try to find this Ukraine deal here from hours ago. Message to Foster. U.S. and Ukraine officially sign a minerals deal. I repeat, the U.S.-Ukraine minerals deal is a strategic play to secure critical resources like rare earths and lithium, key for tech and defense. Let's be clear. Ukraine's handing over 50% of state resource revenues to a joint fund with zero binding security guarantees. This isn't charity. It's leveraging their desperation to counter China's mineral dominance. Taxpayers should cheer redirecting foreign aid into resource access, but the real win is forcing Europe to foot the bill for Kiev's security while America locks down supply chain. The $500 billion ask got walked back, sure, but the framework still puts U.S. interests first. Freaking love it. U.S. and Ukraine deal have signed a natural resources deal, as per Bloomberg. Ash Crypto Real says Bitcoin to 100K this week because of it. We'll see. We'll see about that. EU will present a new trade deal proposal to U.S. negotiators next week. And then NASDAQ futures just broke above the Liberation Day level, the day when Trump introduced reciprocal tariffs in all countries. Bitcoin should follow next. So yeah, that's what we got. Mr. Randy, your commitment to OMI is incredible. Also great that you're now the voice of DEVVE, DEFINITY, daCAT, SHIRO, and what else are we looking at here? Well, obviously OMI. So many amazing projects with real utility, 100%. Building a nice little coalition of CEOs and communities that will do what they need to do for their communities. Thank you for shopping at the. Oh, I thank you, Wraithax, for liking my stuff. Okay, now I think I should be able to sell my ultra rare, which I kind of don't want to now, because now that I see that expert has like 8 of them, it's like, do I really want to? Oh yeah, sell for OMI. Okay, all right. How much is? Okay, so that we're gonna do like 60,000. Yeah, 60,000 OMI is $12.29. And I would net. What am I gonna net here? So yeah, I'm legit selling it for $12.29 when the floor is $16. So I'd get an additional 57,600 OMI when that sells, which is fine because I paid $5 for it. So I'm gonna do it again too. Gosh. Again, that uncommon, it's like a dot. Like I don't know if I'm even gonna bother selling it. But let's go back and let's do it again. Let me just see here. So we had 687 before, but there's only been like a couple that have 653. So another like 24 have sold since then. Let's do one more. We'll do one more. I've gotten enough now. Can you add to my cart, please? Okay, it's add. I'm going to go to the checkout. Going to the checkout. Ooh, checkout. Ooh. All right, we're gonna go to card number. This one, it is verified. Put in the code there. And Wraithx, getting that bread. Okay, they're processing. Processing. Can I go to my library yet? Go to library. Delivery confirmed. Another uncommon. Let's see. I had a 4-digit one last time. This one's 958. So still not. I still haven't gotten a 2-digit yet. So maybe one day. Oh God, I accidentally X'd out of my pictures. All right, let's keep it going. Crypto Alt King says, can I ask a question that is being discussed in the few crypto and whale groups that I'm trying to promote DEVVE in? Why is the DEVVE core team in a community Rangers Telegram group that promoting meme tokens? It comes across as a major red flag, and that's the feedback that I'm getting. Just some feedback from the investors looking from the outside in. And you have Tom Anderson going in and saying that, hey, I like listening in and keeping a pulse on the community. If anyone questions my being there, I would simply read my message here. Read my messages there. I just provide facts here and there and answer questions. I know there are those that have interest in other coins, including meme coins. That's not really any of my business. I don't contribute to it. I don't buy them or recommend them, but I also don't control anyone following us. Most discussion in that group is around DEVVE. Would it be better that I not be involved in the group, given that they are involved in other crypto areas? My opinion, no. Again, I like keeping a pulse on the community, so feel free to share my response here with anyone. I've been transparent for 8 years and have a long public track record in history. Anyone questioning me has plenty of information to do their own due diligence and make their own decisions. Preach, girl, preach. Yeah. Where are we at here? Shoot the messenger. Yeah, don't shoot the messenger. I mean, honestly, I know that's like a big saying, but people tend to normally not shoot the messenger. Crypto King says, I'm trying to shield DEVVE in crypto and whale groups. I'm just giving the feedback. Tom says, I agree. You presented the question respectfully, and the key thing, and that's the key thing here. Respectful questions are always welcomed. I appreciate having the chance to respond as well. Other folks in this group, please extend my courtesy and my rules. If someone is respectful, that they can ask questions, even tough questions. VeVe West said that Cubic website says that Cubic is now the world's fastest blockchain. It's ranked number 318 on CoinGecko. And you have Toll Booth Willie saying, I believe Cubic is a monolithic chain, meaning that they don't utilize scaling. So yes, they seem to be the fastest on paper with that one chain, but DEVVE can scale horizontally, essentially making ATPS limitless. I thought that was pretty nice. An article. Oh, okay. So when BlackRock says that they had filed to tokenize shares of its $150 billion money market fund, you have somebody saying that this is a watershed move, and BlackRock locking the OT into a $150 billion fund signals that TradFi is no longer flirting with blockchain, it's marrying it. Institutions are bullish, but crypto natives aren't sold. The doors are still closed to retail, and decentralized remains surface level. The technicals back it up. Ethereum remains the backbone for tokenization, and with 18 billion plus in tokenized real-world assets, the narrative shifting from the hype to real use cases. Yet the minimum ticket size keep this as an institutional playground for now. Want the alpha on RWA momentum and who's next to follow? Long term, this could collapse settlement times and redefine asset management, but true democratization of finance needs lower barriers and broader access. Watch the regulatory playbook and infra build out. This is just the first inning. Something else that's pretty wild is the Antarctic ice sheet just did the unthinkable. It grew. For the first time in decades, Antarctica isn't melting, it's gaining mass. New satellite data shows the ice sheet added a record 108 gigatons per year from 2021 to 2023, reversing a years-long trend of ice loss that raised sea levels. The surprising turnaround was driven by intense snowfall, with glaciers like Totten and Denman flipping from loss to gain. Scientists warn that it may be temporary, but for now, Antarctica is actually lowering sea levels by 0.3 millimeters per year. The source is Science Tech Daily. Heckin' love that. Oh, Bill Gardner, you got it. You got my stuff, man. You got the stuff. You got the moves. I'm just a sexy boy, sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just yeah. You got an ultra rare for $12 when they're $16 on VeVe. You did the thing, my good guy. You did the thing. So I'm gonna go to my vault here because I know I have a couple, or do comic covers. I have a couple of uncommons here. I'm gonna sell one of those. It's given me a lot of. Okay, I'm gonna say this one. Destroy. Yeah, Planet Death. Okay, so the floor here is $2.26, and I'm gonna go in and. But I'm going to sell that because I know they are. Where are they? Yeah, where are they? Yeah, they're $1.95 over on VeVe. I'm gonna make mine $1.64, and then I'm going to initiate. So that uncommon is going to be $1.64. Confirm listing. I will still get 7,680 OMI with that. So really here, what I'm doing is I'm kind of just washing. I'm late, just now getting clock in, ready to grind on X. Everyone here so fired up. Very good, very good. Was at VC and Brand Builder event last night and shared the Randy Chavez story. They love it, and if you want to get on the Randy channel, a crypto project, self-made cookie brand, a whiskey brand. Oh my God, Mr. MC1, you know how to bury the freaking lead, don't you? You could have led with the whiskey brand. I would have been okay. So other people that are coming on the channel soon. I might get this one girl on tomorrow at 12. I have no idea though. She runs a fund, very successful. But I also have a former Bitcoin miner that is coming on the channel, either the 8th or the 9th. So that'll be interesting. And then, yeah, I guess the cookie project would be great. And the whiskey project. Oh my God, this sounds fantastic. Mr. MC1, he's working for his bags, man. He bought the channel, or he bought 10% of the channel last year, maybe like almost to the date. It's been like almost a year. I think it was May of last year. It was 10K for 10%, and he's gotten a good. Give me one sec here. He's gotten a good like half his money back, at least, probably more than that. Yeah, he's gotten like a good half his money back. He's been getting this bread, and part of it is because he knows how to do things. He knows how to introduce people and network. And if anyone else wants to buy part of the channel, too bad. Part of the deal that I made with Mr. MC1 is that I would not sell from that point on any part of the channel to anyone else except for him if he wants more. But now that it's getting into like the good season, it's getting into the good season. So we shall see. Yeah, whiskey. Oh my God, give me that whiskey. Let's go back to the rest of the news. HypeX, which has a almost 4 million followers over on the X, saying that new Disney X Fortnite teaser. Stay tuned. This is just the start of something big from Epic and Disney. What is the connection here? There's got to be something. I don't know what it is, but we will find it. Find it, we will. The New York Mets had posted, "We are saddened to learn the passing of Seymour Wiener. Yes, that is his real name. Everyone comment down below. F to pay respects." As well, holding 147 million in assets, withdrew 1.5 trillion Pepe, was about 13.3 million from Binance 8 hours ago. So I don't know what they're doing. Keeping it. The chances that Canada breaks off into smaller countries is rising quickly. It was to 26% yesterday, saying, will Alberta vote for independence in 2025? Let's take a look here. Will Alberta vote independence in 2025? Can we get the Poly Market? view of this and see what these are. It was 26% yesterday. Now it's down to 20% chance. So it is looking a bit less likely, but maybe. Gorillas can weigh 2 tons. No, they cannot. They can probably lift 2 tons. I meant lift. Okay. yeah. They can definitely lift. Wes can weigh 2 tons as well. Yeah, they can definitely lift. I can picture them doing that. They're just beasts. They're that short, that fast twitch muscle is insane. I would pay good money to see Wes lift or weigh 2 tons. That would. BlackRock bought $216 million worth of Bitcoin yesterday. BlackRock bought $216 million worth of Bitcoin yesterday. Intrigue. Fidelity bought 25.5 million worth of Ethereum yesterday. Intrigue. Roswell becomes the first ever city to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve. I repeat, not a state, not a country, not a corporation, a city. All cities can do this. We can do this, and we can do this in the great state of Ohio, my good man. There's an article that I was supposed to read. Oh, it's and I have other stuff I have to do. That's my sorry. I have other stuff I have to do here, and I don't want to. What's the technology? Prime Ronnie Coleman could take on. No, he couldn't. Prime Ronnie Coleman is a beautiful spectacle of a man that is like the most perfectly sculpted human ever. But you can't take on a silverback. There's no, not a fully grown, no. Like you'd be like, oh yeah, this is like a future silverback and he's like a baby, sure, but no, not straight up not happening. No one person. I don't think you could have like the 10 greatest fighters in the world. You could have prime Mike Tyson. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, a shot to the back of the head is probably gonna hurt the gorilla. Like it probably. I mean, prime Mike Tyson. A shot to the back of the head is not gonna knock it out, but that gorilla will be like, how strong is their punch? I don't know if this is recorded. Is a silverback's punch 1,300 to 2,700 psi. How strong was Mike Tyson's punch? Does it give psi? His was estimated about 1,800 psi. So Tyson can give it punching wise as well as if not more than the gorilla. However, gorillas don't like they're not going to be sitting there trying to box Tyson. They're going to try to grab his arm and rip it off. And they might, like a gorilla can rip off the limbs of likely anyone here, including me. But again, I'm not saying that Tyson takes this thing on alone. There's no way. This thing would hit him, break his clavicle, break his collarbone, break everything. Whatever remember that scene in Rocky IV where Dolph Lundgren's going, ugh! And he's like punching on this thing, and then the little short Russian dude's like, whatever he hits, he destroys. Whatever that Harambe looking mother flapper is gonna like, whatever he hits, it's called an anywhere punch. Whatever he chops down on, done. It's broken. Whatever he hits, and again, that's like, I'm not talking about a punch, because clearly Tyson's punches are as strong, if not stronger. But it's the fact that they can just uproot a tree like it's nothing. you could have a massive branch over there, and the gorilla will just be like, we'll take it down like he's taking out a curtain. The top 10, you could have Mike Tyson, Brian Shaw, Eddie Hall. You could have these guys just ramming it. You could have that dude from Ray Lewis. You could have these epic 10 men. And again, I don't know how they're going to react when the gorilla just focuses on one, bites its neck with its freaking large canines, and rips meat from the bone, and just, gorillas don't eat meat, so they're probably just going to spit it out. I don't know how the other men react to that. Obviously 100 mother flappers, then yeah. If you're getting like 100 like beast men, like again, like in their prime, yeah. A lot of hours as well, a single person they get on their yeah. Any single normal person would just get folded in about 2 seconds. But if you get prime like fighters, like punchers, like you need like a George Foreman, Mike Tyson, and then people that can just kick like a spinning back kick like Joe Rogan. That spinning back kick is likely is probably the most powerful, even today, are the most powerful spinning back kick like in the world. Leg kick, just absolutely massive. So, and if you can get like a couple of like people from like the roid era, like that they were on gear, you get 100 of those dudes, yeah, they take on that gorilla. But if you're just getting like 100 like random gym bros, even like amateur boxers, I don't know. I mean, fighters are one. Yeah, fighters are a motherfucker of a thing. If you get like 100 random men at like a bar, it's not going to work out. But if you get like 100 trained athletes and they specialize in what they do, and now how long is yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Let's go back. We were talking about, okay, Stacker says, check this out. Pinopotamus.com/post/VeVe launch. Let's read that, and then we'll be done for the day, because I got other stuff to do. Spider-Man. Spider-Pig. So this is written by Kelsey Pappenhausen. It's a great name. VeVe launches on Stacker Marketplace, unlocking OMI trading for digital collectibles. New integration expands access. Oh, hang on. Gotta get that up there. New integration expands access and utility for token-powered NFT trading. VeVe, the premier digital collectibles platform, today announced the official launch of VeVe Digital Collectibles on Stacker, a new marketplace for NFT collectibles. Following a year in beta testing, the Stacker integration will go live on April 29th, enabling VeVe's global community to buy and sell officially licensed collectibles using OMI, VeVe's native utility token. This expansion marks a major milestone for VeVe as it opens up more accessible and flexible trading environment beyond its in-app marketplace. Stacker is an innovative blockchain-based marketplace designed to offer a secure and intuitive experience for collectors. Through the direct integration with VeVe accounts, users can connect their VeVe app to Stacker and manage their collections across both platforms. All purchases and sales made on Stacker will automatically reflect in the user's VeVe collection, ensuring a seamless and secure experience backed by VeVe's high standards of authenticity for every transaction, a new trading experience for VeVe collectors. Until now, VeVe's secondary market activity was limited to in-app trading using GEMS, its internal credit system. Stacker introduces peer-to-peer transactions using cryptocurrency, allowing collectors to trade VeVe NFTs more freely and reach a wider network of buyers and sellers. At the heart of the Stacker marketplace is the use of OMI, VeVe's native utility token developed by Acomi. Now available on Base, an Ethereum Layer 2 blockchain, OMI offers significantly cheaper transaction costs compared to Ethereum mainnet, along with faster, more efficient trading. This launch marks the first time the VeVe digital collectibles can be bought and sold direct with cryptocurrency, delivering on a long-awaited feature of its community and further integrating VeVe into the broader Web3 economy. Those Stacker collectors can self-custody their OMI with full ownership and control, earn automatic OMI rewards, and trade seamlessly, all while avoiding gas fees thanks to Stacker's sponsored transactions. Quote, Our goal has always been to evolve collecting for the digital age, and this launch brings that vision closer to reality, said David Yu, co-founder and CEO of VeVe. Stacker allows us to offer greater trading flexibility, a seamless connection between fandom and blockchain. It's a foundational step towards building a future where collecting is more open, dynamic, and globally connected, added Yu. With VeVe's extensive catalog of licensed collectibles and Stacker's infrastructure, this collaboration positions VeVe as one of the top platforms for high-quality digital collecting. VeVe's partners include many of the world's biggest brands in comics, film, and pop culture, now accessible through an open and on-chain secondary market. The collaboration with VeVe is a game changer, not just for digital collecting, but for the future of fan engagement. By bringing VeVe's iconic brands and global collector community to Stacker, we're unlocking a more open, flexible, and immersive collecting experience. This is about empowering fans with true ownership and expanding what's possible in the digital space, says Patrick Cable, founder of Stacker. On launch day, VeVe users will be able to create a Stacker account and link it to their VeVe profile to begin trading. VeVe and Stacker will provide onboarding guides and support to ensure a smooth user experience. Love it. And who we got here? We got, I was saying, Kodiak brown bears are 10 times more dangerous than a silverback. Yeah, Kodiak brown bear would likely beat a silverback 9 out of 10 times. The other times would be if it's just like a not fully grown or the silverback had a weapon. Yeah, brown bear would just fold it. Brown bear would make a silverback fold I think pretty easily. Yeah. Okay, where was I? Yeah, that's going to be it for me today. Let me get one thing here. Let me try to look at the search for Planet. 620 left in the store. I think I'm good here. I think I'm good. I have a bunch of other stuff that I got to go get to. So I'm going to get that bread and all that jazz. So everyone, please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Thank you, right there, for the super chat. I love you. Everybody say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. Mama, I always get them by the boys I never like. I can always see them coming from the left or from the right. I don't mean to be a priest, but it's time to say goodnight.